Everybody, it's December 17th, 2010. I am Sonic Sons. I have 10 minutes to make this video for Project for Awesome before it is no longer December 17th. But there are other time zones, I guess, so it's okay, right? So Project for Awesome is an awesome project, haha. It's a thing on YouTube once a year. Everyone gets together and makes a video about some charity or charities that they think are awesome and that you ought to give to, because so many of us spend our money on video games and stuff. I'm guilty too. I mean, video games are cool. So is charity. Come on. Yeah. So, what charities are on my mind today? I'll list two for you. The first is WikiLeaks. That may seem a slightly odd choice to you. As a matter of fact, I have to admit, I'm not entirely sure if they register properly as a charity in all nations or something like that. But they certainly act as one. It's a nonprofit organization. They support free speech, transparency, and the fight against government corruption and corporate corruption while we're at it too. So it's a site where people, if they have evidence of a government or corporation or anything really being corrupt, they can take that evidence, that paper, the documents, whatever, they can send them over to WikiLeaks, and WikiLeaks will analyze it. They'll do redactions, so certain parts they will, not show to the public, because if you just release everything, people are going to be in danger, right? But WikiLeaks is smart, and this is a very critical point for them. They, redact certain details out so that individuals, aren't excessively harmed or whatever. And then WikiLeaks contacts various media organizations. They work with the New York Times, the BBC, I believe, the Guardian, which is a media source out in Britain, along with the BBC, Der Spiegel out in Germany. And what'll happen is then WikiLeaks will post documents in redacted form up on their website, and these various media organizations will post their news stories about the documents with full analysis and so on and so forth. And I think it performs a really good service. Actually, there's been a lot of controversy on WikiLeaks. I'm sure, if you've paid attention to the news these last few weeks, you've heard about them. They released a lot more stuff recently. Like, I could get into all sorts of details, but this video would get too long. But basically, although I think they are an imperfect organization, and I can understand certain mild criticisms here and there, I'd say they've done more good than harm. There is corruption in various governments and corporations and whatnot, and the best way to deal with that is to show the corruption to the world so we can actually do something about it, right? I understand, of course, that there is such thing as a legitimate secret, and so does WikiLeaks, by the way, hence the redaction bit I mentioned a moment ago. But there's also such thing as an illegitimate secret. There are things that ought to go public so that we can know, we the people, when our leaders have lied to us or when they've, committed serious crimes and so forth. Over the last few years, I've become increasingly disillusioned with my own country, the United States, and particularly after the election of Barack Obama, whom I thought was going to reform everything, and things essentially didn't get reformed, not in the civil liberties area, and giving people trials and all this other random crap. I've had a lot of frustration over that. But, recently, this last year, generally, WikiLeaks has released a lot of stuff which, yes, shows corruption in the United States government, along with other, they don't just cover the United States. But this year they've shown things that showed corruption in the United States government, and yes, that's embarrassing, but on the other hand, I believe ultimately helpful. You could say the first step, repentance is the first step to salvation. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have public awareness of wrongdoing in order for the public to, pester their leaders not to do that anymore, or vote them out of office or something. So earlier I donated quite a lot of money actually to WikiLeaks, and I felt like I had done something right. I felt I had finally taken a stand against corruption. It's kind of hard to donate to them now because ever since their latest leak, people have been ganging up on them. PayPal stopped transferring their donations, then MasterCard stopped transferring, then Visa. So now, these days, you have to resort to a straight-up bank transfer and, go to your bank and fill out a form and with the exact number of the bank account you want to send it to and blah, blah, blah. And there's all these other attempts at censoring them and messing with them in various ways. There have been United States politicians who said that the editor-in-chief of WikiLeaks ought to be assassinated. Not even like we should, put him in jail and then give him the death penalty after he's had a trial. No. There are people actually calling for this guy to be straight up assassinated. It's terrible. I'd rather support that guy, who, by the way, is completely nonviolent, and, you know, is clearly devoted to free speech. I'd rather support him. And by that effort, help to get rid of corruption in various forms, in various countries and corporations and what have you. So that is one great thing to donate to. If you feel that's a little iffy for you, or too political, or you're not sure whether they're properly handling the secrets they're given or something, I don't know, there's all sorts of controversies. Again, I feel WikiLeaks has done more good than harm. But I will also recommend to you the Children's Aid Society. It helps children through a variety of ways. They do things in the arts and like education and all sorts of things. And they've got a 4-star rating at charitynavigator.org, which is a great site for you to tell whether, you know, someone has been spending their money properly or so forth. Because it's very important, of course, when you give money to a charity, that please spend it properly, right? So Children's Aid Society, awesome stuff. WikiLeaks, I like them anyway. I know that's going to raise controversy. And I do hope I'm not on some, like, government list somewhere of, you know, people who have donated to WikiLeaks, you know, harass these people in the future. Honestly speaking, that may happen. I don't know. Kind of iffy on that one. But you got to stand for what you believe in. And I believe helping children is very good. And I believe that fighting corruption via the method of transparency is also, on the whole, very good. And if you don't want to donate to either of those two, please, I go ahead and watch other videos in the Project for Awesome banner, and I'm sure you'll find something that suits you. Because unless you're already poor, and, you know, a lot of people are, there's probably something you ought to be donating to. So, have a look around. Thanks for watching. See you later.